Top 10 celebrities who regret siding with Amber Heard. Hi, I'm Bridget Shields, and today we're going to do a celebrity countdown in order of how much they regret their stance on the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard defamation trial. Coming in at number 10, Melanie Inglessis. Celebrity makeup artist Melanie Inglessis also testified for Heard both in 2020 and 2022, corroborating the actress's claim about Depp injuring her in 2015. She gave testimony during the 2020 libel case, saying that she covered Heard's facial bruises and busted lip as a result of Depp allegedly headbutting her before Heard's appearance on The Late Show with James Corden in December of 2015. In her written statement from July 2020, Melanie wrote, quote, "When I saw Amber, I immediately noticed that she had a split lip and a bruise near her eye. I also saw that there was a chunk of hair missing from her head." During their infamous 2022 defamation trial, Inglessis testified again that she used a heavier concealer with a peach undertone to cancel out the blue from the bruise that she had. She also said that she used red lipstick so that she could cover up the bleeding on the lip. But when Heard was cross-examined on the stand by Camille Vasquez, she accidentally let it slip that she had been using a bruise kit, which of course shredded Melanie's testimony to pieces, exposing her to a barrage of online ridicule. Number 9, Kirstie Alley. The actress shared her confusion over the 2022 defamation trial while also criticizing both stars, claiming that they were involved with the domestic violence on the same level. On May 17th, Alley tweeted, quote, "I don't quite understand this trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I can't figure out how it helps either one of them." Most controversially, she added that it just seems like a typical day in the life of an extremely talented addict and an extremely beautiful narcissist. She then retweeted several tweets and stories about the trial that same day. Fans found that her comments were very insensitive, and because she insinuated that both parties were at fault and both parties were as bad as each other, she received immense online backlash. And after watching only part of the trial, she tweeted, quote, "I'm going back to playing with my grandchildren." Well, maybe that's for the best. Number 8, Trisha Paytas. This is a tricky one. After saying that they felt bad for Depp but could empathize with Heard, in an April 2022 YouTube video, Trisha Paytas clarified that they weren't in fact defending Heard. Their comments left fans feeling very confused as on April 22nd, the YouTuber recorded themselves giving their opinion on the trial, saying, quote, "I feel horrible for Johnny Depp," also adding that Heard shouldn't be forgiven until she shows remorse, but added, quote, "I think I might be the only person with a little bit of empathy towards Amber because I've been there before." Paytas referenced an unspecified incident where they came forward about a similar situation and also weren't believed. A week after this video was released and after many cited the video as support for Heard, Paytas released another video to clarify what they actually meant. On April 28th, Paytas said that they were not defending her, but cited Amber Heard's mental health as a possible reason for her domestic violence, saying that she obviously had untreated mental illness, and that was most controversial to say in the least. Number 7, Meghan McCain. TV personality and author McCain wrote an article for the Daily Mail about her opinions on the trial, saying, quote, "For the record, I haven't made a decision about who I believe," adding, quote, "I may never arrive at a conclusion of guilt because there are credible allegations of abuse on both sides." She also said that if there is any truth to it, Depp and Heard had one of the most toxic, dysfunctional, and violent relationships since Sid and Nancy, referring to musician Sid Vicious and his girlfriend Nancy Spungen in 1978. She also shared her shock about how the public has been reacting to the existing allegations and the then ongoing trial, saying that the American public and Hollywood at large is overwhelmingly taking Depp's side in the court of public opinion before Heard has even taken the stand. McCain tried to play devil's advocate, saying that we should never have blindly believed Heard's accusations and stood by while Depp was stripped of his career, and we should not be making up for it now by automatically siding against Heard. But in response to the verdict, she tweeted #MeTooIsDead before deleting the post. Wow. Number 6, Tillet Wright. Wright, an actor, podcast host, and activist, was formerly friends with both Heard and Depp, and even briefly lived in Depp's home. He was brought on as a witness by Heard's team to give testimony in 2022. On May 17th, Wright recounted several incidents about Depp's reported behavior, saying, quote, "He would get very misogynistic and cruel, and other things when he would take any kind of psychedelics. Wright said, quote, "When he drank alcohol, he would become paranoid." He also said that on multiple occasions, Depp made cruel comments about Heard's appearance and talent. Although Wright said he's never seen Depp abuse Heard, he recalled a comment made at their 2015 wedding when, according to Wright, Depp said, quote, "We're married. Now I can punch her in the face and no one can do anything about it." Wright also said that he believes he heard Depp be abusive towards Heard when he was on the phone with the couple. He also said that he called 911 on Depp because he was worried about Heard's safety. Number 5, Sharon Osbourne. In November 2020, Sharon Osbourne said that she thought both parties were equally at fault. But in 2022, she completely backtracked, saying that she was surprised by the defamation trial verdict. Osbourne discussed the trial and the Sun's article in a chat with her co-anchors on The Talk. In November 2020, she said that Depp and Heard were both at fault, saying, quote, "It takes two to tango," and adding, quote, "I think they're both as bad as each other," and that she gave him as good as she got, even saying that he wasn't a scared little mouse in the corner being battered. She then went on to compare her own marriage with rock star Ozzy Osbourne and admitted that when he shoved her, she shoved him right back. Her comments were insensitive at best, but when the trial verdict was announced, Osbourne spent the night with Depp at a concert at the Royal Albert Hall in London. Afterwards, she told Piers Morgan that she actually wanted Depp to win all this time, but it was just that she didn't expect him to. Fans were quick to point out the hypocrisy in choosing to support Depp only after he won. Number 4. Raquel Pennington. Heard's former best friend was one of the witnesses called by Heard's team this week, testified that she was scared for Heard in a video deposition played for the jury during the defamation trial. Pennington testified to hearing or seeing violent interactions between Heard and Depp during the course of their relationship that ended in May 2016. During her video deposition, Pennington became emotional when she was asked to describe photos documenting Heard's injuries from alleged assaults by Depp. She teared up as she described Heard with, quote, "bruises on her eye, swelling on her nose." She also denied allegations from Depp's legal team that she and Heard staged damage to the couple's Los Angeles penthouse in May 2016. Instead, she described an intoxicated Depp swinging a wine bottle and damaging the couple's home. But here's the kicker. During her testimony, Pennington admitted that she never witnessed Depp actually hit Heard, but was only able to describe the injuries that she had as a result of the alleged altercations with Depp. Number 3. Rachel Riley. One of the presenters on daytime TV show Countdown, Riley came out in support of Amber Heard by retweeting threads critical of Johnny Depp. The British TV star tweeted about the defamation trial, saying, quote, "I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy." She retweeted a couple of Twitter threads about relationships with domestic violence and Depp's association with reviled figures such as Marilyn Manson and Harvey Weinstein. She also shared a thread by another user entitled "Johnny Depp, a Problematic History." The thread details a number of Depp's past controversies, including his friendship with Marilyn Manson and allegations of domestic violence which were being discussed at the defamation trial. After the announcement of the verdict, which saw the jury rule predominantly in Depp's favor, the Countdown star called the outcome of the trial, quote, "a horrible state of affairs," and adding that male and female has nothing to do with it. As Riley has been very outspoken in her defense of Heard, she has received immense backlash online, and there's now a petition to remove her from her role as presenter on Countdown. Number 2. Evan Rachel Wood. The actress and activist came to Heard's defense in 2016. Now, Wood is strikingly similar to Heard in many ways, which is probably why Heard's story resonated with her. Like Heard, she's openly bisexual and has only claimed to have suffered domestic violence and has been physically mistreated at the hands of a powerful man. In her case, her ex-fiancé Marilyn Manson. When Heard's bisexuality was being criticized in the media and was linked to problems in her marriage, Wood spoke up on the matter. In a since-deleted tweet from May 2016, Wood quoted another tweet that read, quote, "Amber Heard's sexuality is only relevant in that bi women are at far greater risk of experiencing intimate partner violence." She also retweeted, quote, "What does Amber being bisexual and having lesbian friends have to do with anything?" In another tweet, Wood argued that people often associate bisexuality with deviant behavior, which is total BS. But Wood's very public defense of Heard has become quite detrimental to her own case against Manson, as many die-hard Depp supporters have taken to Twitter pointing out the similarities between the two actresses, claiming that Manson could be a victim of false accusations, just as they believe Depp to be. And coming in at number 1, Amanda de Cadenet. The women's rights activist was formerly friends with Heard, But she did a complete 180 when she saw the evidence did not match the story that she's been told. The two were friends both before and after Heard's divorce from Depp, and it was over a few days in May of 2016 that Heard alleged her ex-husband threw a phone at her face before obtaining a restraining order against him and filing for divorce. After Heard opened up to the Cadenet about Depp's alleged domestic violence, the TV host shared a photo of her and Heard on Instagram that showed that she was publicly siding with Heard. Later that month, she also retweeted several messages on Twitter that supported her, and she was even supposed to testify during the 2020 UK libel trial after The Sun published an article in 2018 calling Depp a wife beater. But her perspective changed when she heard audio clips released by the Daily Mail, in which Heard verbally attacks Depp, causing her to question who the real victim was. Then, in June of 2020, she released a statement saying that she will no longer be testifying in the trial, and that, quote, "new facts have come to my attention, which has changed my perspective on this matter." The Cadenet said it was a, quote, "very painful realization that someone who I advocated for and believed so wholeheartedly was not entirely forthcoming with me." Thanks for watching, be sure to like and subscribe.